of eccentrically loaded connections in which bolts are subjected to the direct loading as well as the twisting moment. How? We'll see that in a minute. Here you can see we have a bracket here which is attached to a steel column via bolts. Here you can see 6 bolts are there used to attach this bracket. We have a load P acting at an eccentricity from the CG. Here we have the CG. Alright, now let's just zoom in this thing and we'll see what's the effect of the load. So this load will directly transfer to the CG. So the direct load will be P acting over the CG and the moment will be generated of magnitude PE, that is force into perpendicular distance. This direct load will cause a direct shear in each bolt with some magnitude like this, which can be called as force due to direct load. So we'll say this bolt number 1, so FD1, FD2, FD3, this is FD4, this is FD5 and this is FD6. This is the direct shear load, and this moment or torque will cause a torsional shear force in each bolt. So in bolt number 1 the direction will be like this, so FT1 we will say because of the torsional movement. Here the direction will be like this, FT2, here it will be FT3, here FT4, here opposite to this is FT5 and here will be FT6, and this direction is based on the moment that is acting. Also, a very important point that you need to note is that the bolt which is farthest from the CG of the bolt group and nearest to the applied load line of action is the most critical. What does it mean? We have the CG here, right? So the distance between the CG and the each bolt and the maximum of it. So the maximum distance from CG is like of this bolt, this bolt, this bolt and this bolt. These are the 4 bolts that having the maximum distance from the CG. And one more point is that nearest to the applied load line of action. So line of action of the load is like this, and the bolt nearest to this are bolt number 1 and the bolt number 3. So this says bolt number 1 and bolt number 3 are the most critical bolts. So why is it important? It is important because sometimes it is asked in the questions, find the resultant force at the most critical bolt. So you can find the resultant force on this or on this bolt, and that will give you the answer. So come back here. So this is our most critical bolt, right? Now let us find the resultant force over it. So before that we'll mark the distance. So this is our R1, this is our R2, this is R3, similarly R4, R5 and R6. So to find the direct load in each bolt, we'll say FDI. It will be equals to the total load that is acting over the CG divided by the number of bolts that is giving the resistance to it. So this is our direct force, shear force on the ith bolt, which will be equal for each bolt. Now the FTI, that is torsional force over the ith bolt, which will be equals to shear stress over the ith bolt multiplied by cross sectional area of the bolt. And since we know in the torsional formula that is tau over R equals to T over J is equals to G theta over L, using this relation we can put the value of tau here. So it will become T into Ri over J into Ai, and since we know that J is your polar moment of inertia, so for all the bolts it will be summation of Ai Ri square, right? Again by putting this value we'll get T into Ri Ai over summation of Ai Ri square, where I having the value of from 1 to n number of bolts. And if the area of cross section of all the bolts are equal, we can take this Ai out of the summation common, then our final result will be FTI is equals to T times Ri over summation of Ri square. And also by putting the value of T, which is your torsional moment, which is P into E, we'll get PE into Ri over summation of Ri square, and this gives our final formula. So for example, let's say for the most critical bolt, what will be the value of Ri? So by drawing the diagram we can see that this is your R1, right? So this Ri will be R1, and here is our bolt where FT1 and this FT1 is acting, right, making an angle theta between the two. So this theta will be same as this theta. So this is our theta. R1 can be find out using this distance x and y. So it will be under root of x square plus y square using Pythagoras theorem. And if we needed to find out the resultant force, how we will calculate that? That is Fr will be is equals to under root of ft1 square plus ft1 square plus twice of ft1 cos theta. How did I wrote it? Using parallelogram law of vector addition. You can use this to calculate the resultant force, in which ft1 can be calculated from this, fti can be calculated from here, ri can be calculated from here using Pythagoras, and putting all the values will get the resultant force. This is for the most critical bolt.